What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I hope you stick around, hope you like what you see. And for all you guys that keep returning to watch me ramble on about stuff, thank you for your continued support, and we're going to do, as usual, what we always do, get right into it. And yes, this is going to be yet another suppressor video. This one's going to be over the Shaw Armament or Thunder Cans Azimuth GRT 556. This guy is made out of Inconel. It is 3D printed, as most of the cans that you guys have been seeing on this channel have been lately. It is supposed to be reduced back pressure. This guy's about 6.8 inches long, so it's a little bit on the long side, but oddly enough, I can put it up next to my Carson, which is supposed to be 6.6, and they seem about the same length. So I'm wondering if that extra little bit is due to the flash hider on the end, which is a nice touch. This guy is about 1.6 in diameter, so it's going to be a little bit fatter, but not crazy fat like, say, the Tisha. It is hub adaptable. I believe these things do usually ship with a direct thread adapter for 1/2x28, being a 5.56 can. That makes sense. But we have got a Wolfpack Armory Plan B mount in there. These guys are also full auto rated, no barrel restrictions. And when I say that, if you go to their website and check it out, it does say have at it on like a 5-inch SBR. So this thing sounds like it is built like a tank. We're going to go ahead and touch on price point at the beginning. These guys on their website, which I believe you go to Thunder Cans to look at the can, but you have to go to Shaw Arms to buy one. So I don't know what's going on there. I think Shaw Arms is actually the storefront. But anyway, these guys come in at 720 ball hairs, which is very, very attractive, especially being Inconel, meaning you can, yet again, just abuse the hell out of this thing, and it should hold up. And full disclosure, they did send this to me, not paid or anything. They just sent it to me for testing. I have shot 20 rounds through it so far, only on the Mark 18, and I will say the first 10 rounds or so, for some reason I had like some smoke come out of it. I'm not sure if there was oil left over from something, and there was a little bit of debris came out of it, because if you know much about the 3D printing process on these, they have to have like a sand, it's like a media, kind of like sand, and there's some of that came out of it. But other than that, it sounded good. Back pressure wasn't crazy, but did sound very good. We're going to get testing on some different barrel lengths, as you guys know, 10.3, 11.5, 16, and 20 now, because we got Plan B device on the M16 A2, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we're just going to see how they do. And I brought some other cans out here, basically the top performers or cans that I have chosen that I want to stay on each particular rifle, and put the Shaw up against those. As usual, we're going to start with the Mark 18. We have got that Thunder Beast Spyro on there. I'm going to fire a few rounds right here at the backstop. Sounds great, as usual. Nice deep tone, very little back pressure. Ejection is back at about 4 o'clock. And as usual, no carbon on the rounds, so we'll get this guy off here and move to the Shaw. Before we do a little bit of shooting, see, we got Thunder Beast versus the Shaw. So yeah, we got an extra inch or so and a little bit more girth with the Thunder Beast. So ejection still maybe 3 o'clock. That sounds pretty good. I might take this off real quick and switch back to the Thunder Beast with my ear back and get a really good idea. This thing, again, sounds really, really good. It might be giving the Thunder Beast a run for its money. All right, a couple rounds again with Thunder Beast. Wow. I gotta say, the Shaw is quieter. Not by a tremendous amount, but definitely very noticeable. So already off to a great start. So let's get the directional mic on here and do our thing. All right, so I don't know if you guys are going to hear that coming through the directional mic or not, but I definitely could hear rounds striking the backstop at 100 yards, which is something I got to honestly say that I don't think I've heard much since I did the testing on the Spyro and the Tisha. And before we move on, there we've got our rounds. So we do have a little bit of carbon on there, but really not too bad. So let's move on to the next gun and the next suppressor. All right, Colt 11.5. We've got the Infinity 5.56K from Otter Creek. Popping your back real quick. Not too bad, and as you guys have seen probably already in the Otter Creek Infinity 5.56K video, this is the gun that I want this thing to live on. Sounds pretty good, but if it's going to continue with the Azimuth getting better with longer barrels like we've seen some cans do, I have a feeling it's going to beat the Otter Creek as well. All right, we've got the Azimuth on here. Let's try it out. Yeah, even through Ear Pro I can already tell that's sounding better. Yeah, the Otter Creek is still kind of boomy, but as you know, we've got the medium vent cap on the Otter Creek. I would say ejection is about the same, so back pressure is they're probably equal, but overall, yeah, the Azimuth is just still quieter. So yeah, yet again, Azimuth doing fantastic. Definitely beat the Otter Creek. Back pressure was pretty similar as we saw before we went out to distance, but also there's the rounds. A little bit of carbon on there, less than the Mark 18, but again, this gun does have the BRT Easy Tune gas tube in it, so that might be coming into play a little bit there. But let's keep going. Go on to the 16-inch dissipator. All right, dissipator, we have got the Carson 5.56. As you guys know, this one scales up in barrel length really, really well. So yet again, I think it's going to be a great contender for the Azimuth. So let's fire some rounds. Yeah, that's pretty quiet. Yeah, sounds great as always. Not surprised, but getting this thing unloaded, we'll grab the Azimuth, swap that out, shoot some rounds. All right, Armament GRT 16-inch dissipator. That is, again, surprisingly more quiet than the Carson. This thing it's insane so far. I'm really, really blown away by the performance of this can going up against these top contenders that I have in my lineup. It's just outperforming everything on every barrel length so far. We'll get the directional mic on here, do some long distance shooting and stuff. If it keeps outperforming everything, going up to the M16 A2 20-inch, might have to break out the Tisha and see how it stacks up against that one, because that right now is absolutely the best one I have ever used. So as you guys just saw, the Azimuth is just continuing to deliver. Look at these rounds. So we got a little bit of carbon, a little bit more on the 11.5, but yet again, 11.5 BRT tube. My ejection went from, I think this thing normally ejects around 3-ish, maybe a little bit further back. Brought it up to about 230. So same change in ejection that we're seeing across all these rifles so far. But one thing I noticed is I'm picking up the sound of my carrier on this M16 versus any of the other guns I've tried it on. So I'm wondering, I'm guessing it's going to, on the M16 A2 with the 20-inch barrel, we're still going to hear that. And if you guys notice, putting the mic over here so we're having less noise from the buffer, because Both of these full stock rifles seem to have a lot when I used to mount it over here. So it seemed to work really well in the Infinity video, so I'm going to continue to do that. So less blabbing, more shooting. Let's grab the A2. Here he is in all his glory, Longrod von Hugendong himself.
Hello? Oh, you must have a wrong number. There's no one here by the name of Longrod von Hugendong.
M16 A2, we got the Carson on there still, so I imagine the Azimuth is still going to outperform it, but we got to have something to compare it to. Man, this, it's such a ridiculously long gun with a can on it, but man, it sounds so good with a can. Yeah, sounds really good. Definitely better than the 16, and even without my ear pro on, I can still hear that buffer spring. So let's get these cans changed out, throw the Azimuth on there, and do our thing. All right, Azimuth GRT. Man, through ear pro, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I can hear mostly buffer spring without my ear over here on. So yeah, this thing is just, it's awesome. It's awesome. After we do the long range, we're definitely gonna have to break out the Tisha. So yet again, Azimuth beating everybody that it's come up against. Real quick, I'm gonna see the round. So a little bit carbon, not bad, less than the dissipator, but dissipator's got a huge gas port to ensure reliability. But yeah, we're gonna do just what I mentioned before. I just got the Tisha out. We're gonna go back to the Mark 18 because the Tisha seems to shine really well on the shorter barrels, and see what we find. Okay, stealth additive Tisha, Mark 18, still shooting same ammo up here at the backstop. Sounds excellent, as always, not surprised. Let's switch over to the Azimuth, see what we get. All right, Azimuth GRT. So, definitely, obviously, more back pressure out of the Shaw, but I think the Tisha still takes the cake on that one. Not by a ton, but this is the first can, 5.56 wise, at least on a short barrel, that I've had be able to go toe-to-toe with the Tisha and get closer than the Spyro. So this thing is insane. There we have it for the Shaw Arms or Thundercan's Azimuth GRT 5.56. This thing is amazing. Amazing can. Regardless of price, it is amazing. It's going toe-to-toe with some of the best cans that I've ever tried. It is the closest can that I have ever tried compared to the Tisha. Surprisingly, so before this test, the closest can I had to compare, sound-wise anyway, to the Tisha was the Spyro 5.56 from Thunderbeast. I will point out here, I mean, there we've got the Tisha compared to the Shaw, so 4.1 inches versus almost 7 inches. We've also got a lot more girth there on the Tisha than we do on the Azimuth. I will say, I don't know, as usual, I don't know what gun I really want to keep this can on. It did extremely well. I think this can may end up out. Fucking cows.
Cows. I hate cows worse than capping.
This can may end up outperforming such cans like the Tisha on longer barrels. That's something maybe we should test out in the future. But a big consideration here is, again, the Azimuth is only 720 ball hairs versus the Tisha, which at MSRP is 1,200 ball hairs. So pretty big price difference. So you guys are on a little bit of a budget. The Azimuth might be the thing to go to. The only thing is, again, to consider is it is almost 7 inches long versus 4 inches long. Also feel like I need to possibly touch on the tone of the Azimuth. Personally, I feel like the Azimuth was on near the middle, but a little bit deeper. There was a couple cans that had a little bit deeper tone, like the Carson. It was deeper than that one. I'd say the Carson is mid, maybe a little bit on the high pitched range, but that deeper tone, yet again, does usually sound better to the human ear than those higher pitched. So this thing, again, sounds great. So another thing I want to point out here, guys, you can see we've got these 3 little vent holes, and these run, we've got them 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here. So another thing I've noticed, we've got a few little vent holes here on the outside lip right here, but there's one that pops up on the other side of this or this flash hider prong, but they're not. So basically we have these outside vent holes, but they're only on about 1/3 of the can. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm wondering if it's like an outside chamber that kind of spirals up and that's just where it cuts off. But either way, it's interesting that it may not look it, that it has porting on the ends, but it does. And it's kind of captured, or it kind of runs into the outside lip. As usual, if you guys have stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. Hope you like what you saw. Maybe consider liking, sharing, subscribing, all the goofy, cool BS. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. And before I forget, if there is something that I didn't cover in this video that you might have questions on or anything, be sure to drop a comment and I'll try to get a reply to you. And as always, it doesn't matter how fast you miss.